Well, folks, it's Michael here. I was out looking for trash in the cache today. Is that how you say it? Or cash in the trash, excuse me. Cash in the trash. Cash in your trash. So let's check out what I found. Here is a wooden desk, and the drawer opens. So it needs to be cleaned up a little, so that's no big deal. It's a corner desk here. It's a corner desk, and yeah, it just needs to be cleaned up. And then when I have a rummage sale, I'll see if I can get a few bucks for it. Right? So that's my desk. And here is a little bench. And what was wrong with it was one of the legs was almost falling off. The screws were loose, and it's the kind of screws where you have to have an Allen wrench. And I have lots of them. They're really common. Allen wrenches, you can get them at the dollar store for $1. So a lot of people don't know what an Allen wrench is, but somehow I figured it out over the years. Somehow. And I found all these old books. And this one says 1958 Wizard of Oz. And this one says Father of the Bride. What looks like somebody bit into it, or a mouse. Probably not worth nothing. And this one says Light in the Sky. So I don't know, let's look it up here. It's pretty, the paper cover is kind of beat up. And this is what you do. When you get a book, you look up the, it says 1948. 1948 on it. So I know the lighting's kind of bad. It's blurry. Let me see if I can do that again. Yeah, you know, because anything older, people have an interest in. So it says 1948. You know, new books people don't really want. And this one says 3 Friends. So I'll have to take an eraser and erase that. And this one says 1954. So, yeah, there's another one. I don't want to go through them all. This says Parish, so I'll just look it up. I don't think it's worth anything. And then this one says Mr. Popper's Penguins. Mr. Popper's Penguins on it. This one says the Ghostly Trio. So let's look up the date. The date here. This says 1957. And this one says Jane Stewart of the Airlines. So let's look it up. It's pretty, you know, it's in fair condition. It says 1934. 1934. So, and then here's another book. It says the Bobby Twins, or does that, what does that say? Babas, something like that. The Bossy Twins. The Bossy Twins at the Seashore. This one's a little bit better. This one's just signed Grandma and Grandpa. You know, if you get the author, let's see if I can get this to clear out. If the person that wrote the book ever signs it, once in a while I find them, you might get a couple bucks more. It says 1950. 1950. And this one has a collie, it looks like Lassie. So, it has a little map here. It must be his journey. Lassie, come home. And this one says 1945. It's in fair condition because somebody tore out one of the pages here. So there's an old Lassie book. And this one says Bambi's Children. This one looks really old too. This says 1939 on it. 1939. So that's old too. And they throw out all these old books. And this one says Deadliest at Spook's Cabin. And this one's probably modern. Harry Goes to Camp. Or it's a little bit newer. So I'll look up the dates later. And then this one says A Princess of Mars. So, you know, the camera doesn't like focus instantly. So A Princess of Mars. So that's an old book too. You know, people they'll buy old books before they will buy new ones. You know, you might get something for it. And this one says 1917. I don't know if you can see it. See if I can get this to blur out here. Well, it says 1917 on it. 1917. And here's an old book, The World's Best Fairy Tales. And if they have a lot of dust on them, I take like a paintbrush that I don't use, and I would just brush it off, you know. So, and then this one says Human Health, so I'll have to look that up. It says Kenosha High School, so they probably was a book at one time. It says 1931. 1931. And it's just The Adventures of Alice in Wonderland. And it's tore up pretty bad. (1945). 1945. And this one says Bible for Young Christians. That's probably a little bit newer. Let me guess. I would say at least 1970. This one says 1966. So I was off a little. And this is a modern book, Cookbook Eat Well. It says Betty Crocker's all-time favorites. You know, some people have an interest in Betty Crocker. So, let me see if I can find the date here. (1978). So, here's a book. I think it's modern. It's Peter Pan. And here's a book, The Children's Bible. And I found these old black and white photos. I ain't gonna really go through them. This says that says 1958 on them. And sometimes people will give me a couple bucks for black and white photos that are old. And here's the sexy workout book. It says Bottoms Up. So must have to really work out all day to look at that. Not eat nothing, so I probably would fail. I still eat. It says 1993, so it is modern. And I found these pots, tea kettle, aquarium, and blender. Yeah, so Mighty Mike's been out there. Mighty Mike's been out there. So Hope somebody watches my channel. Now I have to go to the bathroom because I've been out driving around all over. Take care.